If you've ever felt torn between your gut and your truth, between what feels instinctive and what feels peaceful, this video is for you. Because not every voice that sounds like intuition is coming from the soul. Some of them are just echoes from the cave of our conditioning, and learning to tell the difference can change everything. Hi, my name is David William. I'm a practitioner of Tantric philosophy for finding embodied aligned love through grief alchemy and relationship harmony. Grief has touched my life more than once, and each time it revealed a new way of seeing that loss and love are never separate, only different movements of the same song. In this episode, I share the story Prem and the Cave of Echoes, all about how to learn to trust again after a phase of unreliability, along with the accompanying mantra to use as your anchor in challenging moments, and a little tantric insight to ground everything in the science of lived experience. Plus, stick around to the end where I'll share something to help you with your alchemy and finding clarity in the unfolding. If you're struggling with trusting your gut and or are wanting a deeper clarity that isn't tinted in past wounds, this story is for you. Prem and the Cave of Echoes. Icchā-śāntiḥ. Will. Peace. Dear adventurer, once upon a time, Prem found themselves wandering the forest of echoing whispers, a place where every step seemed to call out advice, warnings, and memories, none of which he had asked for. He was searching for a cave, rumored to hold a pool so still one could hear the voice of truth. But in that forest, everything sounded like truth. This way, cried a familiar voice, tugging at a childhood fear. Beware, another warned, laced with the tone of his mother's old worry. The forest spoke fluently in Prem's inner language, and he began to forget what he had come to hear. At last, he stumbled into a clearing where the wind fell silent. A small, unmarked cave awaited him. No signs, no instructions, just stillness. Inside, there was indeed a pool, but no voice came, only his breath and the subtle thump of his own heartbeat. He sat, uncertain. Was this it? Then a hush, deeper than silence, wrapped around him, a presence not outside, but from within the silence, rose. It didn't say anything. It was something, not a command, not a conclusion, just a quiet certainty that didn't need to prove itself. It wasn't louder than the other voices, just truer. Prem stayed. He began to visit the cave every day, and slowly the forest's voice lost its grip. Some still echoed, but Prem had found the still point beneath those voices. And that made all the difference. Icchā-śāntiḥ, will, peace, hridaya prema. I've learned this the hard way. After grief touched my life the first time, I let the loudest voices in my mind control my life. For over a year, I heard, "You failed. You should have known better. You're not good enough. You deserve this." At the time, I didn't realize those voices weren't my soul. They were echoes from my conditioning, my anthology of scars, and I didn't know how to rewrite the story. I got lost in the emotion and the actions that they fueled. Now, however, when I hear those voices, I pause and invite Icchā-śāntiḥ to reverberate through me instead. And if it's not that mantra, then it's a different one. And in that resonance, the real guidance comes. It's not dramatic, it's not urgent, it's peaceful, and it's trustworthy. Sanskrit is often called the language of the gods because it's more than a language. It's a vibrational science where each word mirrors what it names. Mantra, meaning that which protects or liberates through reflection, are essentially reality in audible form. And when you repeat them, you're realigning your whole system to a sacred frequency, like a tuning fork for your entire instrument to bring it back into harmony with life. In Tantra, Icchā means will, and that's not the pushy, ego-driven kind, but the subtle impulse of divine intention. And Shanti means peace, not the absence of noise, but the stillness that allows truth to arise. Together, Icchā-śāntiḥ teaches us that real will is born from silence. Tongue twister there for me. It doesn't argue, it doesn't rush. It's the movement that happens when your actions align with peace. Most of what we call instinct isn't actually intuition, it's habit. It's the echo of old fear, desire or defense moving faster than our awareness. But true intuition, divine will, arises from the quiet beneath the noise. It carries no anxiety. It needs no justification. It simply knows. So, an invitation to feel it together for a moment. To close your eyes. If you can, take a slow breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, whispering, Icchā-śāntiḥ, will, peace. Breathing in again. Icchā-śāntiḥ. Feel the vibration move through your throat, down into your heart. You're not trying to find an answer. You're simply tuning to the truth. Your invitation today is to notice the difference between noise and knowing. When a thought or impulse arises, pause and ask, does this come from peace or from pressure? If it comes from peace, follow it, even if it's subtle. And if it comes from pressure, breathe, let it pass. And spend 5 minutes tonight chanting Icchā-śāntiḥ and sit in silence. Notice which inner voices feel loud and which feel still. You'll know the truth by its peace. If you're currently in a season of uncertainty, navigating loss, love, or change, and you're ready to rebuild your trust, to rewrite your life in your own inner voice, here's how we can do that together. You can join my correspondence list where I share free integration packs each week, reflections, mantras, and embodied actions to help you live in resonance, so you can step inside the Aligned Living Collective, a private community where we practice grief alchemy and relationship harmony together. Or you can work with me one-on-one, where I use Tantric hypnosis to transmute confusion into clarity, to help you rediscover your peace and rewrite your mind. You'll find all the links in the description. And remember, not every voice within you is truth, but the true one is always peaceful. You don't have to chase clarity. You can simply descend into it. And when you trust the quiet voice, your whole life begins to realign. Icchā-śāntiḥ, will, peace. Hridaya Prema.